What up, everybody? It's your boy Asian, and I'm back here once again. Sorry, I've been a little light on the Steelers news. I know training camp is starting. It's been well over a couple weeks. Just trying to gather some information. Been a little busy. Sorry, life stuff happens, but we're back on it. No lacking, no layoffs. We'll be more consistent. Sorry, guys. I know people love the content, and I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. We back. I'm just trying to handle some things. With that being said, ever since the TJ Watt contract has gotten handled, we've been good. But with that being said, training camp has just ended in Latrobe. Today, August 12th, was the last practice in Latrobe, and now we move forward. Going back to Pittsburgh, getting ready to go. They go back to practice Thursday, start their joint practices, which is the practices I love to see. They get a little feisty, get a little intense, but they start their joint practices Thursday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they play them on Saturday night. They just wrapped up their first preseason game this past week against the Jacksonville Jaguars and looked good, especially the offensive line. I know no Will Howard. He fractured his hand in practice last week. I want to see what we can get from the rookie. No Aaron Rodgers, no DK Metcalf, no Pat Freiermuth. Some of the big important guys, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Jalen Ramsey, JPJ. I could keep going on and on. But that being said, before we get into the news of training camp and my thoughts on it, what I think the key things and the keynotes are, this big story that just happened recently within the last 5-6 days, and that is one Cam Heyward, all-pro defensive player. Had a great year last year. It was a catalyst for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. It's been great for this franchise the entire time he's been here. Great thing to say about Cam. But he got a new contract last season before last season started. And now with that being said, Cam Heyward is doing a hold and he wants a new contract. Yes, he wants a new contract. And Cam is a surprise to a lot of people, but he's still been there. He hasn't been a distraction, and a lot of Steelers fans are pissed off. A lot of people are upset, but Cam is a stand-up guy, and it puts us in a moral dilemma. Do we give him more money? What do the Steelers do? And people are upset with him. I can't be mad at the guy. I can't blame him. He's scheduled to make $15 million this year, and that ranks him 22nd among defensive tackles in the league, according to the AP Watchers' annual per year. Now, my thoughts on it, I think the Steelers, it's tough. I think the Steelers need to find a way to restructure this contract, give him more money up front this year, and then we can figure it out next season, man. It's his fourth All-Pro. I think I know he's getting up there in age, and Steelers don't typically do this, but for this kind of guy, and I still think he's playing at a high level, and you also need him to help some of these younger guys. Like the Derek Harmon we just drafted. Keanu Benton's still developing. I'm still trying to get better. And this Cam is just that leader for the defense, man, just the leader for this team. He's been a stalwart of this franchise, and he's produced not only off the field but on the field. And I know, like I said, he's older, but figure out a way to get this done this year. Give him a little more money up front, change the value, renegotiate that money up front, and figure it out. I think they do come to terms and they figure this out. We still have a few weeks before the regular season starts, but they got to get this figured out. Cam even said this. He says he requested this in February, contract extension. This is a quote from Cam Heyward himself. When I signed the deal last year, I told them when I have an all-pro year, I want to come back and renegotiate. ... Everyone kind of giggled. So this situation needs to get resolved sooner than later, and I think it comes to some type of resolution before the regular season starts, because I know Cam said he's possibly willing to sit regular season games. We can't afford that. I think the camp that the Steelers have had thus far as the team has been great. So we got to figure out a way to get this done. Both sides figure this out, like ASAP, pronto. And then also Chris Boswell is quietly doing a hold in. He wants a new contract. I think he's the best kicker in the NFL right now, so I don't know what they're going to do with that. Both him and Cam have 2 years left on their contract. So these situations can come to a resolution. There's been many of games where Chris Boswell has bailed us out and kept us in games with some of these clutch kicks he's had. He's came a long way. He's got his Steelers found. He's bounced around, but he's become an elite kicker, man. So figure it out, pretty much. Now let's talk about this. Let's give you my thoughts on training camp, what I thought. Aaron Rodgers has been good. And I was a little hesitant and I wasn't happy when they signed him. I was kind of mid on it. And Mike Tomlin even come on there and talked about how he knew the Steelers were going to sign him during the draft season when they didn't. When they passed on Shedeur Sanders because they got criticized for it heavily. But Aaron Rodgers just looked good in camp, finding his connections with DK Metcalf, Darnell Washington, Roman Wilson, Pat Freiermuth, Caleb Johnson, and Jalen Warren out the backfield. Aaron Rodgers looks sharp. He looks fresh. He's a little quirky guy. He says some weird things, but he's still producing in it. And what will be his last NFL season? So I believe he wants to make a splash and he wants to make an impact. Caleb Johnson, I think, looks good. He looks good. Looks explosive, man. He's gonna fit this Arthur Smith system well, running between the tackles outside. Fit well with Jalen Warren as well. O-line is coming together. They played all played together in that preseason game against Jacksonville. Led a really good touchdown drive with Mason Rudolph at the helm. Roger Jones wasn't spectacular, but he was good. He was solid. He did a good job on Josh Hines. Allen, one of the best pass rushers in the game. Troy Fatanu's back after missing all of his rookie season with a knee injury. He's on the right side. Rogers on the left. Still got Mason McCormick. So you got Zach Frazier. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this line. I hope it comes together. And this is my biggest take. If these two guys can play well on the ends on left and right, then the Steelers have an offensive line for the future and some stars, man. So I'm hopeful. That's my biggest season. So we'll see more Will too coming into the joint practices in this game with Tampa and see how much these guys play. But just get this gel, this mesh. Let's get this line together, move and protect Aaron Rodgers at all costs, because he can still move a little bit, but he's 41 years old, so we cannot expect him to be running around the pocket. So, and also let's go on the defensive side of the ball. Peyton Wilson, 41, coming to second-year linebacker. He made some splash plays last year, especially in that Ravens game where he had a nice pick. Also, Jalen Ramsey, that trade with the Minka trade, I talked about it right before training camp started. They traded for Jalen Ramsey, which I think has been an excellent pickup. He's added some tenacity, some nastiness to this defense, and it's good. He can move around, getting chippy. I love it. I think he's going to be locking guys down with JPJ. They're going to be moving around. Perfect. Juan Thornhill's played decently well in camp. Chuck Clark has as well. Juan Thornhill made a big hit. That preseason game of Brian Thomas Jr. set the tone for the season, and I love it. The secondary is going to play well this year. I think this will be a top 3 defense in the NFL this season. Also, another thing, Darnell Washington, I believe, needs to keep getting the ball. He showed some flashes, man. He's 6'7". He's probably he got him listed at probably 280, but he's bigger than Roger Jones. It's crazy, man. Pair him with Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth. We have a nasty 3 tight end trio in this league, and use him more in the pass game. And he can catch the ball. Let's get it. Let's get it happening. Aaron Rodgers is gonna throw the ball in the middle of the field, not only down the field, but in the middle of the field. Also, Roman Wilson's flashed in camp, made some big plays. He made a big catch on Joey Porter Jr. early in camp where he mossed him. Played well in the first preseason game against the Jaguars. He flashed in practice these last few days. He's healthy. I know he missed all of his rookie year last year. We talked about that. So it's another guy to get back. Then also Rock Taylor. He's an undrafted guy at the University of Memphis. He's flashed. He showed some plays in training camp. He's played decent. He's played well in the preseason game. I think he's going to be a guy who makes this 53-man roster as an undrafted guy. Biggest thing coming out of training camp in Latrobe, no major injuries. I know Corey Trice pulled his hamstring once again. He's been banged up pretty much his entire career, but nothing major to our star. So that is a good sign. We got a few weeks left till we can get to the regular season. Let's keep guys fresh. Let's keep them healthy. Let's get these contract situations sorted out. And I'm going to go ahead and read this. After the schedule came out, I said the Steelers will go 9-8. I'm going to read it down. I'm going to give them an extra game, and I said they go 10-7. I know the AFC is tough with those top 4: Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. But I think the Steelers find a way to get into the playoffs in a wild card spot as well. So that's my thoughts on the camp. I'll be back in a few days, give you guys some more updates, but I just want to let you know your boy Adrian's back. Steelers, here we go, baby. We're rocking the football season. It's nothing like football, man. This is one of the best times of the year. Non-stop football, and we needed it. The summer was long, but let's get football season started because I'm here and I'm excited. Hey, Steelers, here we go. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Like this video, support, share it, tell a friend. Hey, it's your boy Adrian, and I'm out. Peace.